Hey, what's up? My name's Grant Kanoki. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and artist, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Hi guys, I'm Sam Fricker. I'm an Australian Olympic diver, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
No matter where you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from here in New York City. I want to say good morning to you. Happy fall. And it's been a really brisk, cold type of a fall that we're having here. And I'm already telling friends and family, be prepared. I think we're going to have, I don't think I know, I can feel it. It's going to be a very interesting weather. I believe it's going to be a very cold weather. And yeah, that's normal. Yeah, it's winter, it's cold. But I think it's the kind of weather to where we may want to be staying in more often than going out. But we all know that Thanksgiving's coming up this week. Really safe travels. Be well, do well, live well. Have some great times with, your friends and family. I know we're going to see it all on Instagram and TikTok and everything else. But you know what? Savor some private moments for yourself as well. And, make sure that, you're not just creating content just for social media, that you're really there embodying the moment and the love and the spirit and the connection that you have with your friends and family. So in doing that, maybe put your phone down and enjoy the space of where you're at, and less distraction, really does work. And for myself, most people ask, why do you put your phone face down? I said, you want to know why I put it face down is because when I'm out having a meeting or I'm out having dinner with friends, I just don't want to be distracted by the phone of notifications or anything else. And so with that, have less distractions this year. There's been way too many distractions from the pandemic until now and everything else. Enjoy those moments of less distraction. And I'm going to add something inspirational here to that. So let's look at this. Here we go. After rain, there's a rainbow. After a storm, there's a calm. After the night, there's a morning. After an end, there's a new beginning. So I'm adding to this. There are never real, true endings. There's always transformation and evolution and ways that the spirit and the soul and meaning and being and emotion can really play a role in, really coming together and being that embodiment of transition. And I have to say again, evolution. I'm here thinking to myself because it's been that kind of day to where people are really connecting and asking me about self-identification, and that's my word. It's more to where it's purpose. That's it. They're looking for great purpose in the world, and they want to do more with their time. They want to do more by valuing and evaluating their relationships and business relationships with people in life. People in general just don't want to waste their time any longer. I really believe that pandemic has reinforced the aspect of what quality life means, not just with health, but emotional and mental health, and most importantly, purpose. Everyone wants to have a purpose in life. I have witnessed within this year that we're soon to be coming to an end, welcoming 2023. Purpose is the number one. In my evaluation, purpose is really the number one goal, even after having a conversation with someone yesterday, that people are just not making exceptions or giving permission to have exceptions to be attached to that. There's not going to be room or leveraging to cause chaos, disruption, and also there's not going to be permission of someone doing something just for the sake of doing it anymore because they really want to leave a legacy. And whether that be financial or career or relationships, really making good, healthy decisions for yourself must begin with you, and just understand your purpose. Really, really get to the core of knowing what your purpose is, asking yourself why you're doing it, why are you embodying it, why is that person in your life, why are you spending that money, what's going on? Is it for a quick fix? Is it because you're wanting to celebrate? Is it because you just find true meaning in being and you want to live in that moment? With that being said, end this year and go into the new year valuing and always evaluating what purpose means to you and what that embodiment will mean, not only for short-term goals, but long-term goals. We have with us today, and I'm very excited, we've got Adriano, Bubba, and this is how you say, he said to me, just think of all money. It's Almony. So we have Bubba Almony with us today. He is an award-winning celebrity bodyguard, bullying prevention speaker, humanitarian, and martial artist. I can just imagine how he can drop somebody down, maybe with just a flick of his fingers, because I wouldn't mess with him. Once again, Bubba is one of the most popular bodyguards in the world and the first bodyguard in American history to receive one of the nation's highest civilian honors, a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden, and special congressional recognition from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. We're going to go all into what Bubba's doing in the world of security and protection, what this means to receive this Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, which many people had recommended him for, and what else inspires him and gives him that joy and that purpose, once again, speaking about purpose in life. Bubba, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for, sharing your wisdom with us and your powerful introduction of myself. It's truly an honor to be here, Stephen. Thank you so much.
You're deserving of it, and you are most welcome. What will this mean for you, not only personally, but professionally? Have you ever received an award like this Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, or is this going to be the first time, and why is it so important?
Yes, so I'm glad you asked, and it will be the first award that I've received on a presidential level. It's important because, it's not only the president's highest volunteer, award that can be given to a civilian, but it just shows, how important it is, like you were touching on in your introduction about, purpose, your why, what gets you out of the bed, what gets you involved in communities, what gets you involved in helping the youth, and just so many great things. And, to have over 4,000 hours of community service in my lifetime, which would be the equivalent of, 2 years of working a full-time job, is just just so powerful, and it just sends a message to kids and teens and adults and just everybody in general to, you know, have purpose in life and to be involved in your communities, to be of service to others. And it's something that, in my life, whether I'm having a bad moment or going through some things, I always, am able to get through them doing good onto others, or being involved in things that are positive. And you know um volunteer work and humanitarian work, it isn't always about donating a huge amount of money to charities and things of that nature. A lot of people think they can't be involved because they're not able to do that, but you can give your time, your expertise, your skills, your knowledge, your prayers, your encouragement to somebody, and that can make the world of a difference. You never know who you're coming in contact with in this world. It could be an angel in disguise, somebody that you could be an answered prayer to, a renderance of hope, and really the encouragement for them to keep going on, and for them to be going on to others and to get involved as well.
Great point. And why I say this is there are relationships or acquaintanceships, even people that may not fall into one of those categories, that will show up 6 months, a year, 2 years. There have been times it could be almost 10 years in my life, and it's like, it's that aha moment of, now I understand why we met. Now I understand why we had that conversation. Now I understand the purpose of why God, the universe, why this came together, whether you consider it serendipity or a prayer being answered or all the above. It truly is remarkable that you don't know. You really, really don't know how impactful an introduction, a meeting, a handshake, a phone conversation, planting these seeds of how it can turn in your favor one way or another, eventually, down the road.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree.
You're known as a true humanitarian. You've got over 4,000 hours of community service in your lifetime. You're a devout Christian, a 3-time national champion martial artist, and owner of the 5-star rated security company, Bubba Almony Security Services. Why security? What inspired you? What was it that God said to you and shared in a simple, or however it may have been, of a message to you to say that this is your calling?
Yes, and so I started in the security industry very young, at 17 years old. Historically, and just typically, you don't hear of people getting in the security industry at that age. And I was given an opportunity, very fortunate and blessed, to have that opportunity working the Dew Tour, which was a major BMX concert and skate venue on the beach in Ocean City, Maryland, which is a pretty popular beach tourist resort. And just right away, I just had this energy, this message come over me of, this is what I'll be doing in the rest of my life. And overprotecting people and protecting property, obviously, which are very important and crucial. I realized at a very young age that I could have an impact on others. I could create change, and just to be doing that, working at the beach, literally it was right on the sand, right by the ocean, right beside the boardwalk. I mean, it was just like the best thing I had experienced in my life. And all the way to now, I'm 28 years old, and I haven't looked back. I just been putting my best foot forward every day, making relationships. Life is all about people skills. They won't teach us that at Harvard or any fancy university, respectfully. But life is all about people, and it truly matters how you treat them. With people skills, you can grow a business, you can sell a service, sell a product. Pretty much anything you want to do in life, it has to do with people skills. And it's so critical that we possess those, and we value each other. It's very important. I've been able to grow my business to having hundreds of 5-star reviews. And it's just a testament to, really discovering my why and my purpose in life. And, not having my alarm clock wake me up. The goodness of God wakes me up every day, and I go chase my passion. I go out here and be the best that I can be, the best leader, the best person, the best community member, the best bodyguard I can be every day. And we're all going to have setbacks. We all make mistakes. We all have differences, but every day, just go to sleep grateful, wake up happy, and link your subconscious mind to your conscious thoughts, and just be a good person. It's I know it sounds pretty cliche, but just be a good person in life, and you will go very far.
I agree with you. And what I like most about this, Bubba, is I hear some language that reminds me of training in emotional intelligence. Do you have a background in emotional intelligence? And if so, or if not, how has it played a role in your development with martial artists, or being a professional martial artist, being in a position that you're in, being so very young and business driven and goal oriented? How has that played a role in your own emotional intelligence? And then once again, highlighting the fact that you are huge, absolutely paramount when it comes to bringing awareness to bullying prevention and mental health.
Absolutely. And, that's a great question. I would say, I have some background in that. And, as a bodyguard, I think people are often mistaken, or they listen to the stereotypes, that bigger, better, faster, stronger. But, you have to have a immense amount of critical soft skills in this industry. You have to have self-respect, respect for others, knowing how to de-escalate things, knowing how to be 10 steps ahead of a situation, proactive, having a high level of IQ alertness, doing your due diligence, knowing how to talk to people. Your word can start a fight or end a fight. And it's so intricate. And, just having empathy and sympathy and all these things that come full circle and really truly help you. It's the inner skills that really define an exceptional, great bodyguard. Your trust and confidence and all of these things. And I would say with the bullying prevention and the mental health, obviously, unfortunately, it impacts so many people, not just across our nation and our communities, but across the road as well. And you can kind of tie them in with each other, because somebody being bullied could eventually have mental health issues. They could struggle with depression. They could have anxiety. They, God forbid, they could have thoughts of suicide, or just ultimately maybe not want to be on this earth anymore. So it's very important, as a leader, I take a stand for that, do the right thing, and continue to help these kids, encourage them, to show them they are unique. They have gifts. They have values. They could be the next governor, the next president, the next Muhammad Ali, the next LeBron James, the next chief of police, the next teacher of the year, the next person of a award-winning radio show, or the next celebrity bodyguard, whatever their heart desires. They just hold on to their dreams, protect it, and never let it go. And, again, we're all going to be faced with challenges, but it's important that we persevere, we have faith, and we surround ourselves with not just good people in life, but great people, people that believe in our dreams, our visions, that pray for us, that love us, that care for us, that embody the good components that you look for in a friend. And so it's very important. And, also teaching them, the personal safety, and, giving them encouragement of flight over fight. Even as bodyguards, we're trained to remove ourselves and our client to safety in the most effective, efficient, and safest manner possible when danger arises. And when you can come off and give these kids that mature answer and that mature information, rather than them retaliating or doing something aggressive against their attacker, it opens a different door for them of, like, wow, it's relief. It's like, we can get out of this in a way that somebody who's trained to be around these celebrities and has protected, high net worth, high profile, high risk people, that if they can tell us that, we can do that as young men or young ladies, that we can conduct ourselves in that mannerism. So that way we're not on the level of that person. And it's important in life as well, not to just treat the victims, but also treat the bullies. Because if you just treat the victims, you still have the bullies out here wreaking havoc. So you have to have empathy and sympathy for both people. And sometimes it's the ones that are a little bit off track, going down those paths, that if they're just taken under somebody's wings and given encouragement and love, and you hear their stories and you get to know them, they have sometimes the brightest futures. So it's very important that we come full circle and we all just unite and treat people how you want to be treated. Be kind always.
Do you believe that we are coming into some sort of full circle, or do you feel that there's a lot more that needs to be had? And if so, Bubba, what is going to really help our nation with human connection and compassion and empathy?
I think we've made some strides, but I think we still have some strides to still take. And I think what can help with that is just being non-judgmental. Not judging people based upon their religion or their skin color or what they do for work. Just spreading love and spreading positivity, putting out what you want back onto you, and treating people how you want your brother or your mother or your father to be treated, or your family. And just having care and just all these great things, empathy, sympathy, and really just taking a no tolerance stance on bullying. Because what bullying really is, it's abuse, and too often it's swept under the rug or it's looked past. And bullying in any mannerism, whether it's cyber, physical, verbal, relationship bullying, organizational bullying, whatever it may be, it's a form of abuse, and we really have to start categorizing it as such. And just be the type of person that knows your integrity's intact, your character's intact, and just know that no matter what, the higher power, the man above, they never miss a beat. So never think that you're getting something over on somebody or nobody's going to find out, because there's always somebody in the sky that's watching. And karma knows. You want to keep your karma log clear of any dark clouds, I should say.
It's been said, I don't know if you ever heard of this statement: if it doesn't come out in a wash, it will come out in the rinse cycle.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't know if you know this or not. So you're from Hanover, Pennsylvania. I know where that's at. I'm from New Jersey, from Washington Borough, Warren County area. Originally born in Phillipsburg, grew up in, Washington, about 10 minutes from Easton, Pennsylvania, where you definitely got to know where Easton's at.
Oh, yes.
As one East Coast person to another, and in your 28 years of living, do you feel that there is some sort of synchronicity happening with the change of what the pandemic has done to people emotionally and mentally on the East Coast, from not only our local area, but in general? Because, I believe Hanover, it's more farm country. Hanover is not really city, correct?
Yes. Yeah. It has a very small town, but it's mostly country. Yes.
So you and I come from that developmental stages or stage of what it means to be a country kid, a country guy,
Right.
growing up in country living. To move outside of that, do you feel that most people, especially during a pandemic, have found more solace going back to nature, going back to, even if they've never came from the type of area where we come from? Do you find that most people are just disconnecting from the hustle and bustle of city and traffic and chaos more than ever than before, because they're really looking and wanting more substance in their life?
Yeah, I think you bring up a valid point there, and I think that I think it would be to be true, and because I've heard about it, especially since the pandemic, and things of that nature of people leaving out of New York and congested city like areas, and like you said, maybe just wanting a different experience. Yeah.
What have you been up to? Are you still on the East Coast, I believe, correct?
Yes, I'm currently in Maryland. right now I'm just I'll be preparing for my trip to Houston, Texas on December the 3rd. I'll be going out there, and I will be honored on December 4th for my award, and I'll come back the 5th, and just really looking forward to that. I'll also be honored along the likes of Muhammad Ali's former wife, Dr. Khalilah Camacho-Ali, and Sheila L. Chamberlain. She is in the United States Hall of Fame, Air Force Hall of Fame. And so just really looking forward to that. And also, even up until then, I'll be serving in my community. I coach a high school boys basketball team here, volunteering with them, and really getting to grow with them and in their experience, and teaching them life skills and life lessons, and so many great components. Just what it's like, not just in the sports realm, but giving them the great life wins that they can carry with them the rest of their life, the life lessons, as it's so impactful for them. And also be doing a meet and greet, an autograph signing on December the 2nd in Ocean City, Maryland, at the Residence Inn Hotel from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So look forward to that too. And we will be also asking everybody that comes out to this to bring a toy to be donated to critically ill children with a local foundation that assists critically ill children, so that they have toys for the holiday for their Christmas.
What has brought you, thank you for sharing that. We're going to recap that as well. And don't hesitate to, really pack that in at any time to plug that in, because that is so very important. What has been the best learning lesson you've ever had in your life that you're absolutely grateful for?
Wow, that's a great question. I would say, just knowing who's around you, and knowing their intentions, knowing their purpose for your life. Anybody can come around for a few days or a few weeks and show you what they want, but really get to know people, get to know their stories, get to know what kind of value they can bring to you. Really pay attention to the signs that they show you. If they're showing you signs of not being a good person, or not trustworthy, or dishonest, or whatever it may be, and take it for what it is. And it's all right to forgive people. Forgiveness is very important, but you also have to draw a fine line of what you continue to allow in your life. At the end of the day, ultimately, what will continue to allow is what you allow, if that makes sense. And so I think that's important. And just to surround yourself with amazing people. I've been able to, been very fortunate, to be around the Ali family and what they stand for. They're a family that is courageous, brave, strong, that they will speak up and have their voices heard when there is trouble or injustices in the world. And they stand against bullying, they stand against racism, and all these things. And just to be able to be around them, what I've been able to learn about faith and the wisdom that has been poured onto me. So just be around those type of caliber people, and your people skills will help you with that. It will help you over any money that you have or any degree that you have. Respectfully, your people skills are everything. And just be that great person, and be even around greater people.
I appreciate you and for everything that you're doing. And as someone who is a former ambassador and chairman for a global personal safety and anti-bullying organization, Bodyguards Against Bullying, what top tip or tips can you offer, Bubba, to the listeners of safety, of how to be aware or better aware of your environment and protection from verbal and physical abuse and bullying?
Yes. So I'll start with like the cyberbullying. If somebody's cyberbullying you on your phone, you have the control. Turn your phone off, step away from your phone, hit the lock screen, report them, block them, and move on. Don't let them steal your pride, joy, peace, and happiness in life. And certainly don't let them bully you over an electronic device, because you can simply report them, block them, screenshot their messages, whatever it is. If it's threatening or harassing, then take it to another step if you have to contact the appropriate authorities, or whatever it may be. And with being safer physically, when you're out and about, always make sure your phone is fully charged. Make sure you know where you're going, who you're going there with. Share your location with somebody you trust, that you truly trust, whether it's a loved family member, your mother, your father, a very close trusted friend. Let people know where you're at, and just keeping your head on a swivel, always being proactive, being aware. Don't let your guard down. Trust your gut instinct. Your gut instinct is your bodyguard. When you get a bad feeling, when you get an immense amount of worry or anxiety that you shouldn't be somewhere, or you're around bad people, or maybe drugs are involved, or conflict or trouble is about to arise, let God raise you up and get out of there in the most safest, effective, efficient way that you can. And, just leave no stone unturned, because you can't trust everybody you come in contact with. And again, your gut instinct is your bodyguard. Listen to it and get out of there and live to see another day.
And thank you for that, seriously, because when I had that moment when I was about to say something, I was like, wait a minute, he's not done yet. Real quick, for those that are tuning in, we've got Bubba Almony. He is one of the top security bodyguards in the world. He's an award-winning celebrity bodyguard. He's a bullying prevention speaker, humanitarian, and a martial artist. In additional, let's see here, we have, just to highlight, he's received a proclamation from Worcester County Commissioners, a receipt of governor's citation from Maryland Governor Larry Hogan. He's an NAACP community. He received an NAACP Community Service Award. He speaks English, Spanish, and Arabic. Elite martial artist, 3-time national champion, and currently, and it's on. Let me see here. It's going to be on. Where do I have you? December 4th this year. He's going to be receiving an award, and this is a prestigious award. Not many people, not often does this happen. A Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, and the ceremony is happening once again on December 4th. Out in Houston, Texas. When you were sharing what you had last shared, Bubba, you're absolutely right. The body does not lie. There are times to where the body knows better than the brain.
Right.
So when we think about the what is it? We've got the central, the peripheral, and the autonomic nervous system. It is so true. And even if you're comfortable, here's this moment. Even if you're comfortable with someone, and my question to you is if you've ever experienced this, I'm sure you have, but would like to know what you've done in that moment. I've gone out on, business meetings or something, and even though I felt absolutely comfortable, even though sitting there or being on the phone with someone, like you can feel it, your body tells you, but then all of a sudden this uncomfortability comes out. There are times when my body wants to get up and go. When I feel that I'm done, my stomach will literally start gurgling and burgling and make me feel uncomfortable, like I can't sit still. That's when I know I've got to go, when I cannot sit still and I feel edgy and antsy. What do you have to say about that? And what signs are the signs that I have experienced, and either you as well, if you can relate to that, Bubba? What does that tell you when you're comfortable at first, but then you're like, okay, I need to get up and go out of here? Does it always mean it's that person, or could it mean that God is saying, okay, you finished what you were wanting to do or meant to do, and now instead of extending, it's time for you to go? How do you differentiate the difference between a sign from God or your body being like, all right, something isn't jiving here, maybe we're not receiving this information clearly, or this connection overextended itself. Is that making sense to you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think it's just you really have to, that's where your faith comes in, and discernment, and how well do you know that place? How well do you know the people in there? Do you know where you truly are at? Is it a place that stereotypically has a lot of issues at night, or wherever it may be, that the trouble, things are arising? Is it a place maybe you should have never been at anyway? Is it a place where you went by yourself and you probably shouldn't have been there by yourself at the time when you went there? So it's a lot of different things, and being safe, it doesn't just start, when you get that gut instinct, or that weird feeling, or the uncomfortability, or the dangerous vibes. It starts when you're preparing to even go somewhere. You're doing your due diligence. Is it a place where you should be? Do you know the address to the place if there's an emergency? Is your phone charged? Do you have your keys with you where you can hit your alarm if you're walking to your vehicle and somebody attempts to mug you or rob you, and you can hit the panic button? And can you quickly get to your phone for a quick dial of 911? All these things are important, and especially if it's an area, like that it's unknown, or it's an area you're familiar with. You can also save the direct emergency line for the police departments right in your phone, where, like, as if you dial 911, it goes to a dispatch center and then it's transferred, but the emergency lines will go straight to them. So, in a matter of emergencies, it's a matter of seconds. So that little bit of time difference will actually help you. And so those are just some of the things, and it's very important. And I would also say, again, just do your due diligence. We do it as bodyguards, doing walkthroughs, knowing layouts, knowing layers of security. Does the place you're at, do they have security? A lot of different things to look at. And when you are somewhere, always try to sit with your back against the wall, where you have good scan of the room, where you know where your entrances, exits are. Things of that nature, where you can see people, what they're doing, where you can read their body language, and things of that nature. It really makes a difference. Don't sit with your back to people. Don't sit with your back to doors. And just be smart about what you do and where you're at and who you're around.
I am truly proud of you. Seriously.
Thank you.
It's your accomplishments and your goals are incredibly outstanding.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Personally, what would you like to accomplish for yourself personally that either you have not accomplished yet, Bubba, or that you have and that you would like to express and share?
Yes. I would say one day, eventually I would love to be inducted into the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Obviously down the road when I'm earning and deserving of that honor, and just continue to help the most important people that we have, and that's our youth, to keep them safe, to give them the proper tools that they need to be bright citizens, to be productive citizens. The mind is such a powerful thing. Our mind can give us $1 billion idea. Our mind can make us rich. Our mind can allow us to pray. Our mind gives us information. It allows us to give off information. Our mind does so many things. And, I've been to some of these events and talking to these children. And I remember one time I was asking some of the kids, I usually ask them, what is your dream in life? What is your big dream? And I had a young man raise his hand. It was at a martial arts studio. And he said, I want to be a billionaire. I think another kid raised their hand. They want to work for NASA. I mean, just to open these kids' minds, those are not very small dreams at all. Those are huge dreams. And that's the biggest thing. I tell these kids, your imagination, your dreaming, take that to a whole nother level. There is no limitations in life. The only limitations are what you put on you. And the only person that can actually stop you in life is yourself. Nobody else can stop you, no matter the haters, the naysayers, the people that want to see normality in your dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. You're actually the only person that can stop you. And they, when you give them that testimony and when you share that with them, you just see the light bulb click. You see them say like, wow, hey, I might go through some challenges, but you're right. Unless I give up, I'll truly never be defeated. And just to hear some of the dreams that these kids will say, or I know, like, when we spoke recently in October with Muhammad Ali's wife, every time she usually speaks, she'll ask the kids to email her, email me one thing that you learned. And I remember some kid wrote a very powerful email to her of what he learned. And she was like, I think you're a fine young person and you should run for president one day. I mean, just imagine what that did for that kid's confidence, just to have her respond, not only respond, but to encourage him to be the most powerful leader in America. Like, it's a blessing. And that's what it's all about. Our kids are our future. If we can keep them from going down the path of drugs or violence or getting into the system and being productive Americans and being safe and not being bystanders when it comes to bullying and violence, but being an upstander, knowing their character's intact, and just whatever it is that their heart desires to be that in life. And it can be reality. I come from Hanover, Pennsylvania, a very small town that not many people are familiar with. And it's not where you're from in life, but it's what you're made of. If you have heart, if you have dedication, desires, discipline, all those things are crucial, and they will really make you the person that you are to be. And those things allow you to chase your dreams and to be the best of all of your abilities in life.
I really, really appreciate that. We're going to be closing out soon. There is a question I do have that I would like to touch on, and I know that you are the perfect expert to answer this. Bullying, vigilante behavior, like all of these things that we're seeing on social media, and people who just, instead of running and helping a person, or I don't know if they're calling 911 or if they're calling the cops or what, but people who are quick to just take out the phone and start recording. Here's where it's a little bit disturbing is, yes, I think video, once again, video is your best asset in court because video does not lie. Right. And so with that being said, if someone's in trouble or if people are doing things, what I don't know is, and what I'm not finding, or there's nothing of a post notification or information as to, okay, what happened to the person who got punched in the grocery store? What happened to the person who got screaming match out in a parking lot? We see all of this violence and trauma and bullying being recorded. But the question is Bubba, is that really helpful that, let's say if 30 people are seeing it and 25 are recording it, and then we see other people standing around, is that really being helpful? Or should a person not think first about putting out their phone, to think first about calling 911, calling the cops, trying to, if it's not going to get yourself in, too violent of a situation, to somehow disarm this, this situation? What would you do in a moment? And I'm processing here because I wasn't planning this question and it just came to me. If you were in a situation, Bubba, and you were out in a parking lot and there was a big fight going on with 2 or more people, and it looks, and there's children in the vehicle, and that there's children are screaming, all of this going on, and it looks like it could escalate to physical violence and assault. What do you recommend in that moment? Do you recommend that, obviously you want to call 911, call the police, but should people still be filming this, or should somebody be filming somebody else, helping to disengage the situation, protect the kids, protect the person, to make sure that they're not going to get harmed or it's not going to get escalated further?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And, firstly, I'll bring up an example of something I had seen a few years ago. It went viral across social media. It was a couple school kids, maybe teenage ages. They were in a fight, I guess, in their community, in the neighborhood. And this guy rode up on it. And, I guess similar situation to what you explained, people recording this, laughing, trying to antagonize, trying to egg people on to get them to physically assault each other. And the guy rode up and he said, he basically, I guess, stopped them and broke them up. And he said, now I want you to take a good look and really, really take what I'm telling you and listen to this advice. And he pointed around at all of them. He said, he's recording, he's laughing. He pointed at everybody who was doing wrong. And he said, that's not your friend. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. And, he was like, I'm not leaving here until you guys, either apologize or shake each other's hands. And I guess they didn't want to do it at first, but they, I guess, eventually end up shaking hands. And, it was true what he told them. Like you said, don't be a bystander, be an upstander. Don't be there recording and trying to make a situation worse than what it has to be. If you're able to help, if you're medically trained, if you're a first responder, if you're somebody that has hand-to-hand training, whatever it may be, and even if you don't, just try to be a good person and try to be that person that says, hey, if that was me in that situation, how would I want it to be to be resolved? Would I want people around me recording me, trying to embarrass me, trying to make things worse? Or would I want somebody to help, be that angel, to be that blessing, to be that answered prayer? Because again, a simple fist fight could kill somebody. You hit somebody the right way and they hit the ground, God forbid, it could be a whole different trajectory. So, especially when kids are involved in things of that nature, you should do your best to be that leader, be that person that says, hey, enough is enough. We have to do better. And, even if you have to get involved, I know a lot of times Americans and just people in general, excuse me, I know they're uncomfortable with being involved or being in a situation that may become dangerous. But, again, if that was you or your loved one, you would want them to have help. So help and stop with the recordings. They are great if it's, you're doing it for a purpose and evidence or something of that nature. But if you're just doing it and you have no intention to be a positive, you're just, it's something that you shouldn't do,
It makes them complicit to the
Right,
potential
right.
crime, and most of the
Yes.
time it usually, even if it's, civil, or domestic, you got to be careful. You could be complicit to a crime. Now, once again, videos can help.
Right.
But you don't need 10, 25, one person. It just takes one
Yep.
person to record. Everyone else should be helping or doing
Yep.
something.
And if all those, like you said, if that one person just recorded and everybody else tried to help or have resolvement or de-escalation or restraint, that situation would be over in just a snap of a finger.
Mm-hmm.
And those people would realize very quickly there's 20 people here that are saying, hey, we're in the wrong. Maybe we need to stop.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Bubba Almony, also known as just simply Bubba, is an honoree at this year's 3rd annual Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards. It's going to be out of or hosted in Houston, Texas on December 4th. Do you have anything that you want to offer? Can anyone or the public attend this, or do you need tickets, or what do you recommend?
Yeah, so unfortunately the event at this time is sold out. It is at maximum capacity. But I will hopefully be putting out some content when with after the event. Obviously I'll be getting a lot of pictures and videos. I know Muhammad Ali's wife will have her documentary team there filming her documentary. I know we'll have some news stations there, 713 News. There'll be an article in the Delmarva Now, USA Today network, post-event coverage, as well as United States Press Agency. They will do an article on this, and any other news coverage. I will certainly post it across my social medias, and you guys can keep up with me there at Bubba Almony across all social media platforms on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm on all of those, and I will be posting about this. So definitely be sure to keep up with that. And it's just really a tremendous blessing, this honor, and I really look forward to it. And it's going to be a very special day.
I'm very happy for you, extremely proud of you. And if you feel while you're there, at any time, whether before or then, I would love to have Muhammad Ali's former wife as a guest on the show to be able to talk about her documentary. And you're going to be in the documentary, right?
Yes, I will be. Yes.
These are all things we need to get on radio.
Absolutely, yes. I know when she was just in Maryland doing her speaking engagements and meet and greets, that she was filming her documentary, especially at the schools. We went to an elementary, middle, and high school, and the elementary school, which was why it's so important to have these experiences, was below the poverty level in an area, that has its dangers, and so very important that those kids got that experience and got to have that outlet, and to have somebody of her caliber, who is considered, royalty, and to have been to over 100 countries. She trained with Bruce Lee, Steve Saunders, Chuck Norris, all of the martial art icons. She's in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame, a 9th-degree black belt. Had 4 children with Muhammad Ali. To have someone of that experience and with that immense amount of wisdom to share that with those kids. I mean, that's something they will remember for a lifetime. They'll tell their kids, and it will make a difference in their life every day, the words that she expressed to them.
That's awesome. So I'm looking forward to having you back on the show, looking forward to potentially having her on the show and to be able to talk about the documentary and anything else that's worth having a conversation about, and topic points that should need or could need to be, discussed and highlighted on. Once again, everyone, we have award-winning celebrity bodyguard Adriano Bubba Almony. He is one of the most popular bodyguards in the world and the first bodyguard in American history to receive one of the nation's highest civilian honors, a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden, and special congressional recognition from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Bubba, thank you again for being here on Live on Air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio. All great things, Power 98.5. Download the iOS or Android app. Got a little tongue-tied there. You can also listen on power985.com. You do not need a subscription. You don't have to sign up. It's just amazing. I mean, it's free. It's for the public. It's how I designed it. It's how I wanted it. I did not want to have anyone to have to pay for a service or, worrying about, oh my God, I got to sign up for another account. Wait, no, I don't want to collect any of that information. Don't want it. Don't need it. And so definitely, like I said, download the Power 98.5 satellite radio, iOS or Android app. Tune in on Alexa. We are available on Alexa. 200 countries. Yes, the reach is now in 200 countries. And we'll find out from the stats, if not by the end of the year, next year, where else we're at. So thank you to everyone, and for the love and support and for the dedication and the loyalty that you offer us here, not only for my show, but also with Catherine and Company with Ms. Catherine Swain and Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni. Alicia does have a new episode this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. However, once again, 200 countries. Definitely go to power985.com, click on Listen Now, and you can go ahead and find out what time any of our shows are going to air in your time zone just by looking at the schedule. Very simple, very easy, accommodate however it may be, and yourself accommodate of when the perfect time will be great for you to listen. And if you are not available to tune in to a live or a re-airing of a live episode, once again, we are on all the podcast channels. So to make it super easy, and so Bubba, definitely this episode's going to be published on Amazon Music, Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio, Spotify. It's going to be out there. So if you ever need the link, it's there on any of those platforms. Add that into your EPK. Also, Bubba, add in, I see a lot of extraordinary media contacts and resources of where you've been highlighted. Definitely add Power 98.5 satellite radio into that. Extraordinary bio and full of accomplishments I've not seen in over 30 years of my life, someone who's got a list like this. And it's in 28. So happy holidays to you, Bubba. Thank you very much. Relate to you very much. You're a humanitarian. You're a devout Christian and spiritual leader, a motivational speaker, a businessman, an elite martial artist of a 3-time national champion, and also an NAACP Community Service Award is something else you've received. And you speak English, Spanish, and Arabic. And I know... This list is going to be, you're going to have so many pages. It's going to be super exciting. And then we're going to have to talk about how you are the first person in the world in Bodyguard who has more accomplishments and doing more things that are absolutely great in a world than a politician. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure your list is probably a lot longer than a politician, even now.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you bringing me across your platform, and for me getting to share my story. And I want to thank you for everything that you're doing, and continue to keep on the great path that you're on. And thank you for all the listeners who are tuning in and who will tune in, because without the listeners, we wouldn't be here. And thank you so much again, and it's truly an honor to be here, and I thank you for your professionalism and for all of your insight, and for an amazing interview.
You're welcome. And this came to my mind, last question. And I could have more, so I don't mind saying last because God gives me something else to ask, but it's always great. Have you ever considered running for office?
I actually have, and I've had a lot of people, whether it be, social media or friends, they would be like, you need to run for mayor. Like, I remember one time it was like a lot of people were responding. Like, I did a very special give back during COVID-19 when that was at its peak. I donated, I think, like, I fed in Worcester and Wacomico counties in Maryland every first responder and the Coast Guard, as well as both hospitals in Worcester and Wacomico counties. With like giving them pizzas and donated to them with food, and a lot of people were like, Eastern Shore Man of the Year, and you're doing more than our offices, and Bubba for mayor. I had people tagging me, and they're endorsing me for president. So it was just it was obviously, it brings a smile to your face when people are recognizing the great that you're doing, because you're not doing it for the recognition or the accolades. You're doing it because God compels you to do it, and it's the goodness of your heart, and you just want to see people happy. You want to see them smile. You want to see people who may are going through a traumatic or stressful time, just to have a little bit of a thank you, have a little bit of gratitude and appreciation shared onto them, just to shower them in that. And it could make really a time that may be difficult for them, and it gives them that answered prayer of, wow, there is great people out here. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Like you said, when it rains, there's the rainbow. When there's a storm, there's calm. That was a very powerful thing you touched on, and it's very true. And there's days where the waves are bigger, and there's days where the waves are smaller. But that's life. It's like when you're at the hospital, when you ever been hooked up to the heart monitor, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, but that just means you have life. And when it's stagnant, that means you don't have life. So you have to be thankful for the challenges and the setbacks and the comebacks and the ups and the downs and the messes, because they bring messages, and the tests because they bring testimonies, and the burdens, they can turn into blessings. Anything can change for your life, and God never ends on a negative. Just always remember that no matter what you're going through, God never ends on a negative.
I appreciate that. And that is absolutely true. And our life and what we are accomplishing and where we are at is proof of that. Any closing thoughts?
I just want to say, again, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. And then obviously happy holidays, Merry Christmas coming up. And like you said, just enjoy the moment of your holidays. Embrace your family, embrace the table that you're at, the talks you will have, and keep things positive. Be a person that enjoys the holiday, and it's not always it's not always for everybody else your holidays. Just enjoy it. Be in the moment. Stay where your feet are. Control what you can control. Hopefully it's a stress-free holiday. Hopefully it's healthy for you and your families, and you eat some great food. But most importantly, give thanks, and not just being thankful on this holiday or the holiday to come in December, but be thankful every day. Every day you wake up, you have breath, you have oxygen, you have a heart beating, you have organs functioning, your mind is working, you can see, you can touch, you can hear. Whatever it is that you're thankful for, be grateful, because when you're thankful and grateful in life, you will be blessed abundantly than what you've even asked for. And just lastly, whatever it is that you're going through in life, God knows your prayers before they even leave your mouth, before they even leave your mind. And just know that. Have comfort in that. And, just know that your greatest prayers are going to be answered. And so pray some bold prayers and dream big.
Thank you again. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I would love to give a shout out to Muhammad Ali's wife, Dr. Khalilah Camacho-Ali. I would also like to give a very special thank you to Dr. Sonia White. She is the certified presenter and the host of the third annual Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards. She is the woman that decided to honor me for my humanitarian and community work and exemplary leadership across the nation. So I'm truly grateful for her and everything that she has done to put together this beautiful event and to honor people and give them their flowers while they're still here on this earth. That's very important, that we do that. Too often, somebody passes or they're on their latter stages of their life, and then they get the appreciation, respect, or the flowers that they should have received. But life is short. We have to appreciate those that are doing great, appreciate those that go above and beyond the call of duty, the people that go above and beyond of what a citizen should be doing. And just be just being that. And it's very important. So being thankful for those type of people. And again, just want to thank all of the listeners for tuning in.
Thank you again for being with us today on Live on Air with Stephen Cuoco with Mr. Adriano Bubba Almony, best known as Bubba. This is the third annual Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards that's going to be happening in Houston, Texas, and Bubba is one of the top nominees. Have a great day, everyone, and Bubba, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, and everybody have a beautiful day.
I'm extremely proud and excited to have had Bubba on the show. He's remarkable. He's an award-winning celebrity bodyguard. He's a bullying prevention speaker, humanitarian, and a martial artist. More specifically, he's an elite martial artist, a 3-time national champion. He speaks English, Spanish, and Arabic. He's received an incredible amount of awards and recognitions that I don't believe that there is a politician in the White House that has a list, bio accomplishments. It could be wrong. Maybe somebody in the military, but I don't know. We've got to get, and have Bubba in the White House. He's very deserving of that. Once again, Bubba is an award-winning celebrity bodyguard, best known as Adriano Bubba Almony, and he is one of the most popular bodyguards in the world and the first bodyguard in American history to receive one of the nation's highest civilian honors, a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden, and special congressional recognition from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Thank you again to everyone from here and all around the world. You're loved, you're respected, and I appreciate you very much for being part of my family and the Power 98.5 satellite radio family. This Saturday, new episode by Alicia Pazzoni with the Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni. Looking forward to that. Catherine Swain with Catherine and Company should have a new episode on Sunday. Once again, Alicia's new episode, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni. Definitely check the schedule. We will re-air this episode with Mr. Bubba. And looking forward to having him on again after the Post Awards. Hopefully either sometime in the middle of December, because this is happening on December 4th. So definitely want to find out all the latest and greatest of what's happening in Bubba's life since this interview. By then, definitely looking forward to having Muhammad Ali's former wife to talk about her documentary that's getting filmed. So definitely, Bubba, let them know. You can share with them my personal contact. Also, my team let me know we did receive a message. They did reply back, and hope I'm saying this correctly. Rian, the message is that this person is an independent artist, songwriter, about to release an original Christmas song. And he wanted to find out how to get it over to us. So thank you to my team. If you have anything that you want to submit it to power98.5radio@gmail.com, power98.5radio@gmail.com, and my team will definitely communicate with you and let you know and answer any questions that you have. If you want to be in real time with us at any time, whether you're on the iOS or Android app or on power985.com, click the bottom icon in the right-hand corner and send us a message, and we will instantly reply back. And thank you to my assistant, Christina Montgomery, for her assistance and help with answering that question for Rian. And once again, closing out, Mr. Bubba Almony. He's going to be attending the 3rd Annual Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award in Houston, Texas on December 4th. And very excited for him and all of the great things and accomplishments he's doing in the world as a man, as a professional, as a bodyguard, as an award winner throughout many different things that he's accomplished in the 28 years of his life, and a devout Christian that I highly respect so very much because he has a very, very strong foundation, insight, and gifts and knowledge to help him, his family, and those that are around him. And that's why he is a nominee for this year's Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Have a great day, everyone. And definitely, what else would I like to add? I want to add one more thing as we close out. And I did find it. I had it and I found it. And this is what I want to share with you. Never waste your time trying to explain who you are to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Never waste your time trying to explain who you are to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Just don't waste your time. Be yourself, love yourself, honor yourself by doing the right thing, living a very healthy life and lifestyle to the best of your ability. Always share and express your truth. And most importantly, live life without regrets. And in order to do that, get up and move, do something loving for yourself, do something loving and selfless for somebody else. And remember, everyone has an important role in this world, but not everyone is going to have a role in your life. So don't force anything, don't expect anything, And most importantly, take your time. Live in and through grace. Acknowledge how your body feels. Listen to those messages and those feelings that you get within yourself. And respect and honor that when you move away from a situation or from a person, place, or thing, or whatever it may be, check in with yourself. Try not to move too fast. If you like coffee or you like pre-workouts and all those things, just keep in mind, find a way to bring yourself back home to yourself, and to be able to do it in a very organic and natural way, to where you're in control, to know exactly what you're truly feeling, and to pray and ask yourself always, is what I'm feeling true? Is it my feelings? Is it someone else's feelings? Why am I thinking this? Don't hesitate to ask a question. Don't hesitate to put something in prayer. And with that being said, have a great and most safe holiday weekend. Once again, you're loved, you're respected, you're honored, because you have a gift to be all of those things and more in life, in your life, and in someone else's life. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.